Hey guys, welcome back to the Beginner Guitar Lesson Series. In this video, what we're going to be doing is learning our notes in the first position. We'll briefly mention flats and sharps, but really just going to be looking at the natural musical alphabet and talk about different ways to play it and also how to determine what those notes are using theory, basically, just kind of the most fundamental thing about the alphabet. So let's jump right into that. So musical alphabet is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and it's just on a loop. It doesn't necessarily start on A or end on G. That has to do with keys, the key that a piece of music is in, and so anything's possible there, but we just kind of think of it as A, B, C, D, E, F, G because of the English language alphabet, of course, but it can start and end anywhere. Just easy to think about it that way. So the one thing that you want to know about the musical alphabet, and I think the easiest visual for this is if you ever sat down at a piano. Of course, you have white keys and black keys. So the black keys are all the sharps and the flats, and the white keys are all the natural notes. So there's two spots on the piano where you don't have a black key separating two white keys. Those pairs of notes are B and C and E and F. So that means that there's no other note between B and C, and there's no other note between E and F. So what that translates to on the guitar is adjacent frets. So for example, string 2 fret 5 here, that's E. And so if I go up 1 fret higher, I'm going to be on F because we know that there's no other note in between E and F. So E and F are always going to be right next to one another. And then B here is on string 3 fret 4. I'm just using these as an example. We're going to be over here in a second. String 3 fret 4 is B. If I go up 1 fret, I'm on C. So B to C are directly next to one another, no other note in between. E and F are right next to one another. So every other pair of notes is going to have another note in between. So an example for that, we have F here on the first fret of string 1, and we have G on the third fret of string 1. There's another fret in between there, and we could call that F sharp, higher, G flat. F sharp or G flat. So all of those notes, sharp, flat notes, have two potential names, and that's just going to be dependent on key. But like I said, we're focusing on our natural pitches. So we know that we tune our first string to E. So that's fret 0. So if we go up 1 fret, we know that we're on F because E and F don't have another note in between them. F to G, like we were just pointing out on this exact string in this spot, are 2 frets apart, right? There is a note in between, so G is going to be on that 3rd fret. We tune string 2 to B. B to C are right next to one another, so fret 0 or open to fret 1. That's B to C. And to get to D, we're going to go up 2 frets to the 3rd fret. B, C, D. So if you know your starting point, it's just alphabetical. It's going to be alphabetical, and then we have to keep up with whether we're on a note where the next note is going to be 1 fret away or 2 frets away. B to C, natural half step, 1 fret away. E to F, natural half step, 1 fret away. So that was E, F, G, B, C, D. String 3, we tune to G. We're only going to put 1 note here on this string other than the open string, and that's going to be 2 frets away from open on the 2nd fret, A. So A comes after G. G and A there. String 4, open D. So next note higher than D is going to be E. That would be 2 frets away. All right. Now here we're on E. That's a natural half step. 3rd fret is F. So open D, fret 2 E, fret 3 F. String 5 we tune to A to B, 2 frets apart. B, 1 fret up, we're at C. And string 6, E, From open to 1, that's E to F, and fret 3 is G. So string 6 and string 1, E, F, G, E, F, G. If this is pretty new information to you, I highly recommend drawing yourself a little guitar neck diagram and writing these notes in. So you give yourself that visual aid to rely on for a little bit, because visualizing on the guitar is a very, very important thing to be able to do. But it's also a very difficult thing to do, especially if there's not a whole lot of theory background and understanding of the neck. That if you already have a little bit of that, that's certainly going to make it easier. But if you have that diagram, then you're not having to draw those images up in your mind as you're trying to learn this new information. You're just giving yourself a little bit of a crutch to lean on, which will be super helpful, and then it'll start getting more familiar and you'll be able to put that away. But just seeing that, put it up on your wall or something so you're looking at it all the time when you're practicing, you're going to start to memorize that stuff. So we're going to go through this calling out the note names, of course, and calling out the fret numbers, because we want to learn that position as well. Continuously trying to think about this idea of whether the two notes that we're playing back to back are a whole step apart, 2 frets, or a half step apart, 1 fret. Right? And just trying to internalize some of this information. It takes time, so be patient with it. But think about, try to find new ways to approach it, and little exercises that will help you. Don't expect it to just immediately set in after one day. You have to redo it and repeat it several times. So we started on string 1 and we went through all the notes there. Now I'm going to play from string 6, so we're moving forward in the alphabet. And so initially I'll call out the fret numbers. So we're going to have 3 notes on string 6, 3 notes on string 5, 3 notes on string 4, 2 notes on string 3, 3 notes on string 2, and 3 notes on string 1. So every string has 3 notes except for the G string. We only have G and A. All right, so starting from string 6, I'm going to call out the fret numbers. So open, fret 1, fret 3, going to string 5, open, fret 2, fret 3, string 4, open, fret 2, fret 3, string 3, open, fret 2, string 2, open, fret 1, fret 3, string 1, open, fret 1, fret 3. I'm going to go back down a little bit quicker. 3, 1, open, 3, 1, open, 2, open, 3, 2, open, 3, 2, open, 3, 1, open. All right, now with those pitch names, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Back down a little bit faster. G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E. So you can break that up however much you need to. You can do it one string at a time and just add little by little. You can also kind of play a little guessing game with yourself, just kind of throw a note out there and see if you can find it. We'll go through a couple different little exercises here. Let's do that just a little bit quicker. Ready? E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Going forward in the alphabet, going up in pitch is always easier, so take your time coming back down or allowing that information to settle in. It always throws people for a loop initially. G, F, E, recommend calling this information out as you're playing it, because that is reinforcing the information in multiple ways, making sure that you're thinking about stuff that is very necessary to internalize everything that you're doing. So I really like just kind of basically talking to yourself. It works really well. It helps with the memorization process. So if you're not familiar with scales, you could take a couple scales out of here. We could play a C major scale. So that would be playing C to C. Okay, so C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. It's just a smaller grouping of all the other notes we just played, playing from a lower C to a higher C, and then back down, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C. You do the same thing with A minor. They share the same key signature. C major, no sharps, no flats. A minor, no sharps, no flats. A minor is just from A to A. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. A, G, F, E, D, C, E, A. Alright, key of A minor, or scale of A minor there, A natural minor. So I'm just going to throw something else out there. You can make up all kinds of ways to hold on to this information a little bit more each time you come back to it. So you could also play octaves, all right? So let's say I start from, I'll just start from low E here, and I'm just going to jump up one octave. So that's going from a low E to a high E directly, or a low F to a higher F. So open string 6E, string 4 fret 2E, string 6 fret 1 F, string 4 fret 3 F, string 6 fret 3 G, string 3 open G, open string 5 A, string 3 fret 2 A, string 5 fret 2 B, string 2 open B, string 5 fret 3 C, string 2 fret 1 C, string 4 open D, string 2 fret 3 D, E, string 4 fret 2, string 1 open E, F, string 4 fret 3, F, string 1 fret 1, and string 3 open G, and G, string 1 fret 3. Hopefully I said all those strings and fret numbers right. It's hard to keep up with that. So anyways, just one example of how you could go about trying to reinforce that information. And that basically gives you all you need to find other notes on the net. However, highly recommend getting very comfortable with first position over here, because that's going to be your building block for everything else. And then it's not going to feel like starting over when you go and try and find notes in a different position. Maybe we'll do some videos on that down the road. But you have to kind of reorient yourself in terms of how you're thinking about moving the fingers and how you're visualizing the neck, because the fingers landing on certain notes, it's not necessarily going to be the same if I'm playing in fifth position. I mean, everything's changed, right? So anyways, a little bit of theory, scale practice. There's a lot of things that you can incorporate here, working on playing a scale faster, alternating picking, you name it. You can make up anything to get that first position down and incorporate tons of exercises for yourself. So have fun with that, guys. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.